Hey everyone, welcome. Welcome this evening, 12th of September, 2024. It's a Thursday night. Bit unusual, but that's alright. Thanks so much for joining us. Regardless. 64 viewers, 1 minute in. So good of you to join us on a non-Wednesday night, once again. I'll tell you why in a second why we didn't broadcast last night. Alright, well, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Tom Gan, and this is the E Show by Ludicrous Feed. And I'm so glad you could join us tonight. So let's welcome our co-host and regular guest as always, Mr. Riz Akhtar. Hello, Riz. How are you this evening?
Hey, Tom. Going well. Now, is part of the reason why yesterday didn't happen was because you were at a very special presidential debate
Oh,
of EVs, that is.
yes. Flew to the US and flew back again in one day. Amazing. Thanks to very, very special SpaceX technology, of course. Top secret? No, of course not. But I am watching the spacewalk as we speak in another window, so it should be interesting. Very fascinating stuff. First private spacewalk, I think, in a long time. Possibly ever? Don't know,
Ooh.
but should be good. Yep. Anyway, so glad you could join us. Even if you're watching on another window on the side, that's all right. We welcome your company. How you been, Riz? You been good?
Yeah, going well, Tom. It's in Canberra last week briefly. Got to meet a couple of our viewers, which was great. And yeah, back in Melbourne. But yeah, it's going well. So much happening now. I mean, we've got a lot to talk about and even new brands.
That's right, lots to chat about indeed. Let's say hello to our regular guests and viewers and members as always. Hello, Strolling Sydney. Nice of you to join us. Hello, Joe from a cold Melbourne. Hello, Richard. Yes, good evening, fellows of the Ludicrous Nation. And how's also multitasking, watching the SpaceX private spacewalk. Hello, Steve Potter. Nice to see you. Hello, Rob S. And hello, Justin Hall. Nice to see you as well. Hello, Lewis. Yeah, a lot of rain all of a sudden in Sydney as well. Very odd. Hello, Tassie from Hobart. Hello, Sergio from Brizzy. Hello, Oz Screamer from Canberra. Hello, SWS. Hello, Justin KD. And hello, Murray. Hello, Adam. Hello. Nice of you to join us, all of you. I see some regular names as well, so thanks. Should be a good night as always. Hello, Aaron Fry. Hello. All right, well, let's get started, and I'll tell you why in a second why I wasn't here last night, and that is because I was attending this event, not the presidential debate. I'm not important enough to be invited to that, but this is where I was last night in Sydney for another kind of opening. This was the first Polestar space to open in Sydney. And this is actually going to be Polestar's new flagship store in Australia. So, sorry, Riz, we're taking that crown from you guys.
That's all good.
So there it is. It's in a good location. It's on Pacific Highway, for those of you who know Sydney. It's in Gore Hill, Artarmon. Great location, right in the heart of the light industry area. Great signage outside. And pretty good attendance too last night too. They had Polestar 2, 3, and 4 all lined up, ready to go. And all performance models too, I think, with the gold lap sash. Beautiful cars. Polestar do a good job designing these vehicles, I must say. And there I am with a selfie. They had Nahum Escobedo, who's the head designer for Polestar 3, and I think 4 as well. He was there telling us about the vehicles, so very nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to test driving these vehicles, hopefully in the next few weeks. So stay tuned on the channel. Should be good. Yeah, let's say hello to a few more people. So hello, Stan. Hope to be the first Polestar to do the lap. Yeah, excellent. Nice one. Oh, Richard test drove the XPeng G6 at Lorbeck Motors on Tuesday in Melbourne. Very nice. Looking forward to a much longer drive soon. That's right. So, the XPeng was actually spotted in the wild in Sydney as well. So I'm sure driven by one of the staff or engineering crew. See that black gaffer tape behind there? It's an XPeng G6, everyone. So this was at Norwest Marketplace in the northwest of Sydney. So spotted in the wild there. And yeah, test drives are available right now, Riz, in Melbourne, down your neck of the woods.
Yeah, that's right. I think another 4 days of test drives left. So they should be here till about Monday, which is good for anyone that's interested. They're very friendly. And not only that, when you go check out the test drives at Lorbeck, which is a luxury car dealership, if you're a car fan, you will get to see some really, really nice Ferraris and Lotuses and a whole lot of other things that Lorbeck so pristinely keep. in their showcase. So not only do you get a test drive of XPeng G6, which Tom, as you've reviewed it, and you've had your drive around Sydney as well. Excellent car. Um, Hopefully we'll get a pricing this month because September is the month.
That's it. Yeah, I think they have to be competitive. It's, in my opinion, probably the most serious competitor to the market leader at the moment, which is Tesla Model Y. Very similar dimensions, very good tech, good shape as well. Fast back at the back, so nice mid-sized family SUV. And I think True EV, the distributor, have said publicly that they want to match the Model Y, so it'll be very close. I think it's got to be under 60 grand, Riz, surely, to be taken seriously.
Well, that's right. And actually, um, I did get to see something this week, which might be a first in Australia. I got to see the charging speed at which one of these G6s charged at a EV Networks charger, a 350 kilowatt charger, and it achieved close to 260 kilowatts.
Wow.
So already faster than most of the Teslas out there, purely because of it being on the 800-volt architecture, and it could probably go up to 280. Um, so yeah, it's quite interesting to see that that's what these cars are basically coming equipped with now. So can't wait to have a longer review on the channel, Tom, and sort of trying out those things, including how it charges at a Tesla supercharger.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, like you said, Riz 800-volt architecture. Even the standard range can get up there pretty quick as well. So over 200 kilowatts, which is I've driven the Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, even Porsche with 800-volt architecture. Makes such a difference when you're road tripping. You can get a top up to 80% in under 20 minutes. Barely enough time to go to the bathroom and have a quick snack or something, or a quick drink. And if you've got young kids, good luck. You got to move the car before they're ready. So, yeah, 800-volt architecture makes a huge difference. But I guess the thing is, there aren't that many 350 kilowatt chargers on the roads at the moment. So, hopefully, with the advent of more 800-volt vehicles, we will see some quicker chargers on our highways. Now, Richard said that he spoke to the XPeng people here, and they said they drove it from Sydney to Melbourne. 2 easy charges, as you'd expect, with a battery that big and the quick charging speed. So 2 charges. I think one charge would be the gold standard reason. And I don't think there's that many EVs that can probably do 1 charge at the moment.
No, not many at all. I mean, the only thing that I think will probably get there in one charge is my G6 itself, but that's usually up in the air. As you know, hashtag Riz. We've got all types of vehicles. But on a serious note, this car, it's remarkably comfortable in the back.
Mm.
Obviously, you did the video in Melbourne, Tom, when we had a bit of a tour. The software is really good. It's quite a bit ahead of what's out there. And I think today they have received 5-star Euro NCAP rating as well on this car.
I saw that press release too, Riz. That's correct. So 5-star NCAP, was it? Australian NCAP rating?
Euro NCAP.
Euro. Okay, Euro NCAP. So you would hope it should achieve NCAP as well in Australia. So stay tuned for that, before the official release of the vehicle here in Australia. All right.
Now,
So
one
sorry.
car just quickly that did get NCAP 5-star rating is the BYD Sea Lion 6. Now,
Ah.
that came through from ANCAP themselves. I know we sort of touched on plug-in hybrids last week, and yeah, apparently BYD thinks that every car that they'll bring into the Australian market will
Mm.
be a 5-star ANCAP rated vehicle. Now, that does bring something up for question, which is, remember that BYD Seagull or the Dolphin Mini?
Mhm.
That may not get a 5-star ANCAP rating, so that might not be on their product lineup. But Sea Lion 6, which sold more than all their other EVs last month, is it's up there.
Yep. No, it's good. Good to see more 5-star cars, of course. And those who don't know, the goalposts move every year. So something that's 5-star this year, something that's 5-star like a couple of years ago may not be 5-star today. So cars are getting safer with time, which is really good. And there's no secret that we will probably touch on hybrids as time goes on. More plug-in hybrids coming into the country. We'll try to just dabble with the electric powertrain if we do test drive these cars. So stay tuned on the channel. That is coming up. We'll try and get a Sea Lion 6 to review as well. We'll bite the bullet and do that. So Tassie EV says, I think for 850-kilometer trip, Sydney to Melbourne, I'd prefer 2 stops. Yeah, I'd probably agree. My bladder can't withstand, 400-kilometer journey, to be honest with you. So I think most people probably need to stop at least twice for that kind of journey. And what have we got here? So we've got, Richard said Lorbeck had a bunch of Le Mans LMP cars. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I saw some nice stuff in Sydney as well. Yeah, some beautiful cars in Lorbeck. Some really nice souped up AMGs as well, which is good. And Tassie EV says, Bjorn has been testing it and it's killing it over his Tesla tests, which are usually still leading in most of his tests. Even the 1,000-kilometer challenge, it is fastest now. So good to see more fast charging cars. We want to see the golden battery, Riz, don't we, coming from Zika.
Oh,
Zika 7X.
that golden battery that does, what is it, 10 to 80% in 10.5 minutes. That's
Yeah.
fantastic. And one other thing, I guess, if we're talking about charging and vehicles like XPeng's got, I think, 480 kilowatt chargers in China. So hopefully we can create enough of a market where some of these newer brands that operate charging infrastructure in other countries can start to think about rolling the same thing out here for their customers and sort of more broader EV community, because there is a gap for these ultra high speed chargers around, especially major thoroughfares around the country.
Yep, that's right. Oh, shout out also to Stan from Kangaroo Island, who's doing a big lap of Australia in his Polestar 2. He says he just made it to Exmouth with 10% after an interesting day, including a broken solar charger. Driven 4,335 kilometers so far, 10,000 to go. Amazing stuff. Hats off to you guys. And there's 8 of them apparently doing that big trip at the moment, so that's great. Well done, fellas and ladies, if there's any. Richard says that just regarding the Polestar event I was at, which is in Artarmon, apparently he went to primary school around the corner from where the new Polestar street is. Hey, shout out to you. Yeah, so those of you just joined us at the 13-minute mark, I was at the Polestar launch last night, hence why I couldn't stream on a Wednesday night. But nice of you to join us on a Thursday. There is a beautiful industrial chic setup they've got going there in Artarmon. They told me there last night they're going for the art gallery feel, and certainly felt that way with the DJ and the lights and the warehouse kind of feel. And yeah, it was just really cool vibe. So thanks for the invitation, Polestar.
Now, Tom, there's a important question. Did you get to feel the cars themselves, like in terms of their design?
I did. Geely cars. They love their muscular design and beautiful lines. And yes, I mean the designer was there himself, so he spoke about how he wanted to take the form factor and in his own words, he didn't want a potato car. He wanted a bit more form around the vehicles. Not just an egg, which is the most aerodynamic design, but yeah, they certainly do make nice cars in Polestar. It was good. All right, well, let's push on with tonight's show. Lots to talk about as always. ZZZ, nice call. That Polestar Gold is a choice. Yeah, it's beautiful. That's right. Hello, John. Nice to see you. Late check-in from John Fiore from Katoomba. Welcome. Yes, I hope so that XPeng will bring the test drives to Brisbane and Gold Coast. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they'll do a road trip. Murray says, doing Sydney to Gold Coast tomorrow, my Model Y will be 3 stops. Yeah, I think we did that in 3 stops too last time with the Model Y. Cool. Oh, Richard's done the no stops on Sydney to Melbourne. Surely not in an EV. Yeah, more stress than you need. I guess if you're in an emergency, you wanna get there quickly. Question for us, Riz. Do you use autopilot or BYD equivalent regularly? I would use it more. I'll answer that. I mean, like, I use cruise control quite a bit in Sydney, just because it sort of holds the speed really well. Given we've got so many radars in Sydney, both mobile and fixed. So when I know I'm passing a mobile radar with Waze or even with a fixed speed camera, I normally put the ICC, not the cruise control or Tesla's cruise control on. Just so I know I've got it locked on that speed, and both cars actually lock on pretty well too. So good question. Riz, do you use much autopilot in the city?
Not so much in the city, but particularly on the highways. It's just easier, and the BYD equivalent honestly speaking, it's okay. It's there needs to be a little bit of improvement in the way it stays in the lane and it follows the cars, and how it's hopefully less jerky and more smooth when it comes to particular speeds. But I think BYD can roll out a couple of software updates and get it up there. Both systems overall are better to have than not to have.
Yeah, that's right. I'll check this out. Riz Sensei says that in a recent live stream, he wants to do an on-screen collab with me and you. But they said we have to fly him in. Can we go halves in a first-class ticket for Bjorn? We'll see.
Hey, if he's in Thailand, maybe we can.
Oh,
That's all
yeah.
we can fund from
That's
Thailand
true.
to Sydney.
Or maybe meet him in Thailand, at least on this
Hey,
side of the
that's
world.
even better. There's so much to see there.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, cool. We'll keep going for now. Let's have a look. So, now, Riz, we had one of our viewers, Ray Gun, or Ray G, I think his name was, tagged us on social media. Well, he sent me some photos with the Leapmotor C10 being seen in Melbourne or in the wild. So let's have a look at this road vehicle descriptor. This is the kind of stuff that they post publicly when a new car comes to market. So this is pretty much all but confirmed that this vehicle will be coming to Australia. So let's see what details they've got here for us. So this document was generated yesterday, September 11, in the evening. So let's have a look. So there's a couple of images there, very small, I know, but it's essentially the same kind of vehicle that you saw in that picture that was posted.
Yeah.
It's an SUV. 5-door, towing, 1500 braked, 750 unbraked, fairly standard for a car this size. Vehicle length 4739 millimeters. So Model Y it's about 4750. So very similar.
Yeah, and just that I'm assuming I'm reading this correctly, but tare mass is under 2 ton, which is not bad for a car that size. 1995 kilos on the first page there. Oh, sorry, page 3. So yeah, I mean it looks like a good competitor. I mean if it's Chinese, which it is, I guess the tech should be pretty good inside.
That's right. Stellantis is what is it? Half Dutch or half Dutch, half Chinese, or Sino-Dutch these days. Let's see what else we can find in this little document here. 160 kilowatt power, 210 amp hours. I'm not sure what that translates to in kilowatts. I'm sure our clever guests can tell us that. What else we got? Okay. It's got brakes. That's good. Tires. Okay.
So 18-inch wheels and 18 and 20s.
20. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Depending on the variants, I suppose. McPherson independent suspension, five links up the back. Okay. Yeah, and there's not much more to that document, so that's it.
Sometimes, Tom, at the closer to the end, they have the variants listed.
Oh, yep.
Unless this is it.
I think that might be it.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
Standard,
Sometimes it
yeah.
does, yeah.
Have a look at this, though. Autonomous steering. It's probably just cruise control.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks to Johan who posted this or sent me this this document this evening. So thanks very much. Cool. All right. Yeah, Richard, I'm sorry, can't tow a road train, unfortunately. It's a shame. Joe's saying it's getting too many phantom braking on local streets on my seal. Okay. Yeah, I'm noticing that a little bit too with roundabouts. They were supposed to fix it, but I'm actually seeing more front cross traffic alerts, which is unfortunate. Still waiting for the update. I think they have that in Europe now with the EV trip planning, so that should be good. All right, just glancing across to my spacewalk. Nothing's happening just yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, let's keep going. So, Riz, this is 2 weeks. Elon Musk is telling us, proverbial 2 weeks. Right-hand drive markets in late Q1, early Q2, pending regulatory approval for full self-driving. I mean, I gotta be honest, Riz. I mean, I'm a Tesla fan, but we've heard this before, haven't we, in the past?
That's it. And well, this time they've actually put a roadmap up. That's the official Tesla Autopilot X account has put up a bit of a roadmap on all the things they've got to get done, including Autopilot and Cybertruck and a whole lot of other things. So they also say Q1 for China and Europe, pending approval. So right-hand drive's happening roughly at the same time. So I wonder which European countries are going to get it first, and then whether how far behind we'll be behind the UK. So
Now, we did see late last year, I think they were doing some testing around Australia, like around southeastern Australia, around Victoria, New South Wales. So I'm not sure what's happened since, whether they've stopped the testing or whether it's kept going. They were actually like doing supercharging tests as well. So you may have, passed a full self-driving right-hand drive vehicle in your neck of the woods. You don't know. I mean, they were doing testing last year, so this is happening in the background as we speak. Tristan's telling us with the Stellantis Leapmotor C10, 84 kilowatt hours if it's 210 amp hours on 400 volts. So there you go. Nice. Thanks for the quick maths. Cool. All right. That's a bit of full self-driving news. Now, this is more exciting. So we talked about Shaq's 2 Cybertrucks last week, Riz. Here's the man himself, the big man, and his Cybertruck. Now, the Cybertruck is not a small car. I've stood next to it. I'm obviously not as big as Shaq, but Shaq is a big dude, and he's making the truck look average size. I love the lighting underneath there, right? That's awesome. Yeah, why do things by halves, Shaq? Well done. All wrapped there and shiny and black. The car, and I think there's another video here. Here he is. That looks fantastic.
You've got to have the neons on, the red neons as you're pulling up into the drive-through.
That's it. This car was built for Florida, right? Look at it. Joe's saying the battery's on fire. Not sure about that. That's funny. Congrats to the big man. That's cool. Now, sticking with Tesla news, Tesla introducing hands-free Frunk opening in update 2024.32.3. Now, I've done a test of the new Model 3 with the trunk opening. If you've got ultra-wideband enabled smart device, like I think the iPhones can do that. So if you enable that in the car for the new Model 3s, if you stand close to it, the boot will open up. It'll beep, I think, a couple of times, and it'll open up. And looks like the Frunk will get the same treatment as well. Can you see an application for this, Riz? I mean, it's just handy to have if you're doing shopping, I suppose, with your hands full.
Yeah, I mean, with the Frunk, I think you can, I guess, given the Frunks themselves don't have the automatic openers on them, unless you can get some aftermarket one, but we don't know if that's going to work. This might just be an opener. So, yeah, possibly. I think it's not a bad thing. That I guess it just shows the capabilities that over-the-air updates, what you can roll out, and the cars are naturally getting better over a period of time.
Yeah, I saw someone comment on this feature where, sure, you need the ultra wideband in the new Model 3s and probably the new Model Ys, but why couldn't the cameras do it in the other vehicles, like the legacy vehicles, right? If the camera's detecting you in front of the vehicle, but then again, you don't want everybody in front of the car, and then having the boot or frunk opening up. So, anyway, just interesting thought. Maybe have a combination of your phone or your device and the camera spotting you at the same time. Anyway, I'm sure it could be done. And here's Tesla Radi doing a article on that. Software updates, as Riz said, just making cars better all the time. All right, cool. Now, Rahul, who used to be on our show, tagged us in this. Look at this amount of data Tesla give you if you are involved in a collision. This is pretty cool stuff. So you could actually request this, I think, through the Tesla website, and it's a pretty amazing report on what you can get if you are in a collision, I guess. So it gives you VIN number down the bottom, the date, the time, camera recordings available, approximate location with latitude and longitude, and then what actually happened during the time of the accident, 1 second before, 5 seconds before, auto steer state, hands-on detection, cruise control state, brake manual application, driver's seatbelt, buckle status. Like, amazing stuff, Riz. I know you love your data. What do you think about this?
Oh, that's awesome. And the fact that, I guess people can request it. Insurance companies, I mean, most typical insurance companies can't get this level of granularity out of people, and Tesla does have it. I'm just really impressed by what we see here and sort of disappointed why we don't get proper Tesla insurance in this country, because insurance on a Tesla is just going crazy at the moment. If they have this level of granularity, listen to the owners, and hopefully they can bring some really good sort of, driver score rated type of insurance product, but it's amazing. And to be honest, if you think about the rest of the industry, um, if you try to get anything similar out of pretty much anyone else in the auto industry, including new players like BYD, you'll be shown the door. So this is amazing.
Yeah, this is what I guess sets Tesla apart from the competition. This kind of granularity when it comes to data and reports to help customers when they're involved in accidents like this. So good to see. Hopefully, you guys will never be involved with one, but good to know this kind of stuff can be generated from the Tesla ecosystem if required. All right. Well, speaking of other OEMs, Riz, a bit of news this week. We know Volvo was very progressive with their targets for EVs only, particularly in Australia. I think next year or year after they were going to set 100% EVs only for sale in Australia, but chances are they'll probably roll it back, given that globally Volvo is abandoning its 2030 EV only target. Now we know EV sales across the world is slowing down, is cooling a little bit, and looks like Volvo is the latest OEM to roll back on their promises.
Yeah, it appears that way, and I was hoping that this story wasn't true, but I guess they've got to do what they need to do from a business point of view. But at the same time, I think this sort of came at the same time when all the reviews or the first reviews of their, I think it was EX90, the XC90 that used to be the big SUV, the electric version of that, started to come out. So they're pretty invested in this electric transition. I'm just a bit confused by their stance to sort of look at plug-in hybrids in the short term.
Mm. Yeah, we know BYD is obviously engaging more in plug-in hybrids. Sea Lion 6, a lot of the upcoming cars are also hybrids. We know Zeekr is also doing the same thing. We touched on that a couple of weeks ago, and now Volvo is doing the same thing as well. Yeah, I mean, yeah, interesting times ahead. Again, we will try, if they do bring out these hybrids, we'll just touch on the electric powertrain to show people that it can be done. You can just drive on electric most of the day. And then you think, well, why am I carrying all this fuel around unnecessarily? Who knows? Anyway, we'll see. But for now, Volvo dropping its 2030 target only as demand for EVs slow down for now. Now, something more interesting is this baby here. Now, we know overseas we get cool charging stations, and we want to see these in Australia. I've seen these in person. Well, not these particular ones, but I've seen GridServe and other EV sort of charging providers with their forecourts in the UK, and they do look very similar to this. So have a look at this picture here. How cool does that look? In fact, I saw the same company. Was it EV? What was the company called?
Yeah, EG, I think they're called
EG.
EG Group.
Yeah.
Now that's very, very cool. They've got a
Yep.
very unique design. Now, what's quite interesting, Tom, is if we scroll further down on this gentleman's page,
Mm-hmm.
there's some interesting stuff happening.
Oh, yeah.
Further down,
More.
there.
Ah, here we go. EG. Now we've seen this in Australia, haven't we? EGs.
We have, but the chargers themselves there,
I see what you're saying. Sorry, go back one. Yes, they are Tesla V4 Supercharger, disguised as EV or EG branded DC chargers. That's cool. Nice one. And yeah, it says on the ground 250 kilowatts. Now that is awesome. Now the ones in Chatswood that just opened up in my neck of the woods, they have V4
Yeah.
Superchargers. They've got the credit card facility, but not activated just yet. So we know in the UK from my video, lots of them are tap and go. Hopefully we'll see the same happening in Australia, because that will certainly help uptake. If you could just tap and then charge and go.
That's right. So that site there, it's 65 pence for the charges, and I think £1 31 or 34 for I guess petrol and diesel.
And 65 pence for EV charging, which is about $1.30, which is actually quite expensive in Australia. Even if you're non-Tesla charging at a Tesla
Yeah.
Supercharger, you only slugged 70 cents, or 70 Australian cents. So it's not expensive at all. I think Tesla Superchargers in the UK is a lot cheaper for some reason. You're talking like 29, 30 pence, which is more like what we pay here. I don't know why suddenly it's so expensive there in the UK. I think someone tried to explain this to me, but yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, that's cool. It's a good spot. That's right. There's another one there in action. V4 Supercharger. It's definitely UK. It's very gloomy. Not quite drive-through though. I think they're just at the standard stalls.
Yeah, they've got I think one of the other sites that I was looking at on this page had like vacuum cleaning spots as well and a whole lot of other things. So quite a unique thing that they're doing. The thing is, we have not heard anything from BP because BP did this $100 million deal with Tesla to use their V4 supercharging hardware, but
Mm.
EG Group seems to be rolling them out left, right, and center.
That's right. I remember hearing about that with BP buying this stuff. So yeah, it's good. I mean, look, we know Tesla superchargers are very reliable, so why not? Why not buy the best? All right, let's take some comments from our audience. So now, on the topic of PHEVs, we have certainly stirred up some conversation. Here we go. So Tassie Evie says, except in Norway as of January when all new ICE cars are banned, then other countries from 2030 onwards. Okay. Hal wants it to be a PHEV free zone, but a lot of people do say it's a gateway drug, to put it crudely. Maybe when someone buys a PHEV, they go, maybe I don't need to carry all this fuel, and I drive maybe once or twice a year. Maybe an EV will suffice, eh? And Tassie Evie's right. Problem with PHEVs is that many do get driven like hybrids and never get plugged in. That is pointless, I must say. If you're just going to use the powertrain, petrol powertrain, then yeah, there's no point getting a hybrid. Richard says, I got the C-Line 6 a few days ago. Was not impressed. Gutless. A full EV of it would have been so much nicer. It is supposed to be coming, that C-Line 07. We'll definitely review that one. Richard's agreeing. Yep, so many PHEVs never get plugged in. Correct. Tassie Thalassine passes along his hello as he's working for the man tonight. Hello, Tassie Thalassine. Shout out to you. Yes, Sate says the trouble with PHEV is much slower in charging, 6 to 7 times slower. Ever heard of PHEV user hogging at the EV charger? Look, I would not plug in a PHEV at a DC charger. That's a waste of time. Even I think BYD Riz is 20 kilowatt hours, the C-Line 6.
Yeah, it's something like that. It's 18 points, or nearly, yeah, around 20 kilowatt hours, and I think it charges at 18 kilowatts at best. So you'd be
Yeah.
there for an hour.
What a waste of time. I would just plug in at home and you do single phase or even 3-phase if it does support it. Unlikely 3-phase, I would think. Richard says 15 charging apps on his phone for Australian charging networks alone. That's right. It's ridiculous. Chinese style, just having the QR codes for Alipay and WeChat look better and better. Yeah, we saw that in Riz, didn't we, in China? Just the Alipay. Very easy
That's
to pay for
it.
stuff. Yeah. Or just tap and go, honestly. It's so much easier like I experienced in the UK. Now, Peter's got an explanation for us for why electricity in the UK is absurdly expensive because Ukraine bombed Nord Stream 2, and the folks who can export gas to Britain sell it to Germany instead. They're short on power. Yep. I think someone tried to explain it to me too. So thanks for that. All right. Let's keep going. Lots to chat about at the halfway mark. Thanks, everyone, for joining us tonight. Now, speaking of charging in Australia, we've got new Tesla Supercharger. Seems like Tesla's rolling these out, don't they? New Gosford, New South Wales, 12 stall Tesla Superchargers under construction, according to PlugShare. So this
Left, right, and center. We've just had a couple open in Victoria at Port Campbell and Bright, and yeah, Tesla's rolling out more, which is excellent.
Now, this is all part of the New South Wales government grants, I guess, to get these to be able to be charged by all non-Tesla EVs, which is good. I could just see a picture of V4 chargers there. I just haven't quite got the link. Oh, no, here we go. It's popped up here on my PlugShare, excuse me, Riverside Park Shopping Centre. There we go, some pictures there. Definitely V4s. Now, there's some conjecture as to whether these are actually V4s. I think these are like V3s disguised as V4s, but honestly, it doesn't matter. They've got the longer cable, so they can enable all non-Tesla EVs to charge as well, which is great. There we go. Good stuff. So yeah, it's 12 in Gosford, which is fantastic. Up in the Central Coast there, not too far from Sydney. Thanks, Nero, for pointing that out for us. Now, you talked about, Riz, the vacuum cleaner at a Tesla Supercharger location. So here we go. So this is a lounge in Germany with a vacuum next to the Tesla Supercharger. So you can clean your car as you charge. That's pretty cool. Coin operated too, no less.
Hey.
Do you carry coins anymore? I certainly don't. Hopefully it's tap and go as well.
No, only on my chains, but yeah, there's no coin carrying, unfortunately. Hopefully, it's like you said, hopefully it has tap and go.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think my Spectre's got any
The coin
coins in the
holder.
drawers anymore. So hopefully it's got a
No.
tap and go.
Have you checked the fridge?
I'm sure there's a secret compartment next to the umbrella where I can get some coins. I'm sure Jeeves has got some. Jeeves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard, good point. Here in Australia, we barely get any rubbish bins or superchargers. Yeah. Strolling Sydney says everyone in Sydney uses the Jolt chargers as they give 7 kilowatts for free daily. See, that's not a bad model, like sort of freeware for the first bit and then pay afterward. Not a bad model with advertising as well. So hopefully Jolt's making some money out of it. Cool. All right, let's keep pushing on. So that's the vacuum cleaner. Now, sticking with charging, look at this. So this is in Umina Beach. This is courtesy of Sarah L, who sent me these photos. So Ausgrid charger, not quite commissioned yet, but this will be an EV charger in Umina Beach in the Central Coast as well. Some lamppost charging, which is good for those without off-street parking, Riz. It's good stuff. Yeah, we do need more of these. I mean, certainly around the inner city areas of Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. Lots of places now. In fact, some councils, I think, like North Sydney Council, I believe, don't allow for new developments with parking anymore. So this is going to be a big problem without off-street parking for these people. Now, speaking of superchargers, those of you who follow my channel might know that I did try the BYD Atto 3 2024 plate at a Tesla Supercharger. And yes, confirming it does work. So just a quick short for you guys and girls. And unfortunately for Atto 3 owners, still doesn't work for 2023 and 2022 plates, but 2024 it does work, which is good at least. And getting the full charge to 87, 88 kilowatts, which is what BYD 3 can max out at. So good stuff. It is expensive, but good to have that as a good backup option too, if you're road tripping. Cool. Let's take some comments. So Scott saying, yep, Jolt, we have 4 in the Hills area. That's good. In Sydney, they have great and good customer service too. Fantastic. Nick says supercharging could do with a vending machine too. Now we saw one in Germany with a pizza vending machine last week, I think. Richard says Adelaide CBD is also packed with Jolt chargers now. Surely they're making money everywhere now. Scott saying, surely there's a $2 for the Audi trolley in the Spectre.
That's right.
Oh, how funny, yeah. No, it's attached to my chain and my monocle.
That's
right. Now, Peter's got some knowledge of Gosford, where we saw that the Tesla Supercharger coming up, so let's pop that up again. So West Gosford, Riverside Park isn't especially inconvenient off the F3 M1, though you do have to go that downhill, that's right, into Gosford. Probably an improvement on Tuggerah, circling the entire centre and scraping that ramp. Oh yeah, that's right. The Tuggerah home centre. Yes, there's a big ramp going up there to charge at the superchargers there. Hello, Team Sky. Hello from Perth. I see an increasing amount of BYD Sea Lion 6s on the roads. Hey, interesting. Yeah, we're seeing that in Sydney as well. I think I'm sure I passed 2 or 3 today, just doing the school run. They're coming, those hybrids. Now, speaking of BYD, so this is a reply to one of our viewers from BYD about the Atto 3 and the Seal, V3, V4 supercharger problem where they can't charge. So BYD says, hi Graham, I understand the confusion. I can recall only one person who has made the modification. I think I'm probably that person. And Christopher, who's another viewer. And they were part of the testing and investigation phase. This was done on one particular model and was a test so that the team in charge of looking into this could gain more insight into progressing with the investigation. While this has appeared to work in the short term, still working, further testing and investigation will need to be made to determine long-term compatibility. Now that fix was done in June. This is now September, so that was 3 months ago, Riz. And unfortunately, Atto 3 owners and Seal owners still haven't got that fix yet, which is a shame. Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry, it seems to be taking longer than any investigation really should. I mean, I guess it's working for you, Tom, and I think it's working for the other viewer we had as well. So yeah, not too sure. I think the more they sort of kick the can down the road, the worse it's going to become because yeah, those summer is coming. They have a chance. People will be traveling,
Mm,
and people want that ability to be able to do that, and it's just getting some direction if there is a part available or something that can be done. People want that flexibility to be able to do that. So alternative is trade the car in and get another. And it shouldn't be like that. To me, it's just wasteful. Given that you have the ability to do it, it's working.
mm.
I'm not sure how long an investigation needs to be. Um, Given the fix has been very well documented by yourself, Tom. For anyone that's interested, they can check it out on your channel. So yeah, very unfortunate. And yeah, our thoughts
Mm.
are with you, Graham, and others that are still trying to get some answers. All we can do is just keep asking them. And the fact that they say they only know one person, I mean, surely internally they're talking about this. As if
Mm.
they're not, then investigation's not really happening because no one knows about it.
Yeah, good point.
So
There's
yeah.
definitely two of us for sure. Yeah. SWS asks, as BYD asked for any feedback from you with the fix. Well, as Riz said, it's documented on my channel, so almost 10,000 views that video. So almost 10,000 people have seen that already. Surely someone from BYD has seen that it works, and it's still working as we speak. So no problem. Yeah, Joe says bit of a joke now. BYD, correct. Tassie EV, BYD dragging their heels, perhaps. Class action will force their hand. Yeah, I mean, surely something's cooking in the background if they don't do something quickly. Um, Now, just back on the spacewalk. So Dragon capsule is decompressed, and Jared is opening the hatch now. I can see that actually in real time on my second screen. Very exciting. Oh, it's actually, yeah, I could see movement on the hatch too. So first private spacewalk ever on the Space app, SpaceX capsule. Amazing history. Now, a good point about parking meters and EV charging from Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa, nice to see you. Build parking meters with EV charging. There we go.
Mhm.
That'll guarantee some revenue. So that'd be nice to have. Tassie Evie says, parking meters, what are they? Here in Hobart, they've all been removed and put in detectors in each parking spot that connects back to a central payment machine. I think we get that in Sydney too. There's a little like bollard thing now. It's all app based.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah, I think they'll probably go one day too. It's all just camera based. All right, let's keep going. Oh, the hatch is definitely moving. Sorry, just watching the other stream in the background there. Now, speaking of round Australia trip, there is an electric truck going around Australia at the moment. I think I see some people in the stream talking about it. This is the EV day that the Wyler Veterinary Clinic, our good friends there, shout out to Andrew and the team, do their annual EV day, and they're sponsoring this truck going around. You can see the clinic's logo there, Wyler Veterinary Clinic. And this truck, driven by John Edwards, is being driven around Australia on his tour. It's a Hyundai Mighty commercial electric truck.
Mhm.
Starting on Friday, 6th September, so 6 days ago in Perth, traveling 13,600 kilometers, arriving back in Perth on Friday, the 11th of October. That's pretty cool. And John will arrive in Wyler on the 5th of October, and he'll be at
Mm.
the Wyler foreshore from 11 to 2 for those in the area. Very cool.
Now, my understanding is this was the very first Hyundai Mighty sold to anyone in Australia, and John Edwards bought that one. So this is a special truck, and yeah, good for John and the crew. They've John and the team have done a lot for EV adoption in WA and more broadly supporting many initiatives around Australia. So this is wonderful.
Yeah, how much would a truck like this cost, Riz?
Um, Last time I checked, I think it's over 100 or 120 grand.
Is this the same John with the biofuel cooking
That's the
oil?
one. Yeah.
That's him. Nice. What a legend. Yeah, wow. Okay, so that's an amazing trip, really, going around Australia in that thing. And that's a WA EV network, tritium charger too, helping out.
Hmm.
Nice. Yeah. TOC EVA racing team. Yep. So there's a convoy
Hmm.
following them around. Nice. Nice one. Okay, we'll follow the progress with John as the weeks go on. But thanks for highlighting that for us, Richard and Andrew from Weiler. Now, almost at the end of our stream tonight. Are we going to beat the spacewalk, Riz? We'll see. We'll keep going for now. Now, this is one vehicle I'm disappointed never made to Australia because I love this thing. This is one Japanese brand I can get behind, Honda, and their very cute little Honda E. Now, I know you love your little cars. What do you think about this little thing?
Disappointed that it didn't come. I was fortunate enough to see one at the Australian Electric Vehicle Association's Expo in 2022 in Canberra that you also attended, Tom. And I think it might be in one of the archives as one of the videos that you did um, off that expo. Because, yeah, we sort of drove there together in the Polestar too. Awesome looking car. Just, yeah, always. Little bit disappointed that Honda and Nissan and some of these other brands couldn't make more smaller EVs that would fit in our cities and just went down a different path. But yeah, really cool to see it in Europe.
Yeah. So this is one of our viewers, Billy, who tagged us. Obviously, holiday in Greece. Oh, I wish I was in Greece right now. Look at the weather. Um, yeah, the Honda E, looking really nice with the digital mirrors. And yeah, very cute little design from the back. Probably good enough for a couple traveling around, streets of Europe like this. Um, yeah, very small car, but just so cute. Would this count as a K car?
I think it was a little bit bigger than a K car. There are Nissan and Mitsubishis that are sort of K electric cars, but yeah, this is a little bit bigger. But I think it was based off the maybe the original Honda Civic.
Oh
I think
yes.
Civic or City, like the real hatchback from back in the day, I think 70s or 80s. So yeah, really, really cool. But yeah, fingers crossed we one day get to see a resurrection of it.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember Civics were a small little thing, and they've certainly grown in size over the years. I'm just watching the second screen here. Yeah, it looks like the hatch is open, and they're going for that spacewalk. Pretty impressive stuff. Question from Justin: Has anyone tried launch mode in the BYD C line? Select timer sport mode, HEV mode, press brake with left foot floor. The gas. Oh, is it actual gas? And release brake. Yeah. Is there an electric launch mode, or is it just the petrol powertrain?
I don't-
Don't know. We'll have to test it. ZZ said, agree, Riz, we need smaller EVs. Yeah, cars are too big. Someone said to me this week, if we can get a car in Australia, an EV for that with a number two in front of it, that might change things. Might get people interested.
Well, the word on the street was, especially the streets that I'm in, that they reckon that there is a potential for some affordable version of an electric car already sold in Australia coming in a base trim that might get very close to 30,000 or even under it.
Okay.
Um, but I don't see it happening anytime soon in terms of from that particular brand. But I'm hoping that we can see more of this with the competition that's going on. Actually, even today I saw that MG4 has got another price cut. MG is just killing it when it comes to affordability. So the 64 kilowatt hour now in most states has a drive away price of 41,000 drive away, which is down from, I think when they launched it was 46,000 plus on roads. So
Mm.
from 50 grand down to nearly 42. So that special is on for the month of September. 64 kilowatt hours has good range. It has more range obviously than the 51 kilowatt hour that we drove from Sydney to Canberra and back
Mm.
in one of the original tests we did last year, Tom.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good little car, isn't it? It's a shame it's NMC, but yeah, 64. For me, that's like that car is really nice. Really nice balance between like
Mm.
more of a basic model and then the obviously the X Power, but that 64 kilowatt hour Essence trim, it's really good. And for 40, was it 41? That's pretty good value for
Yeah,
driving
40,
away.
41 odd thousand drive away, which is pretty good. And the base model, I think, is just under
Mm.
40,000 drive away. So, that. that, and we've seen MG with the ZS EV coming under 35 grand for the MY23 models. So they're getting closer, and I think with more competition, it's going to come further down, hopefully closer to that, starting with the 2.
The Magical 2, that's right. We were talking about the Magical 4 not too long ago, and then the Magical
Yeah.
3, and now we want the Magical 2. Yeah, it's a bit of a mini price war with the GWM Aura, right? The two of them, the MG4 and the Aura, battling it out for cheapest EV in Australia. I'm just watching the spacewalk now. Amazing. They're climbing out with a view of the Earth. Amazing stuff. Want to go to space, Riz, one day? Hollywood Riz, hashtag Riz.
Hey, one day space Riz, I'm on it. If Elon's listening after he's solved autonomy and a couple of other things and taken
Yes.
the Japanese billionaire up into the space, then maybe one day, Tom, you and I can do a trip just past Ningbo or Shanghai. We'll just keep going.
We'll just keep going. That's right. Sky's the limit, literally. All right, let's keep going for now. So Richard's saying the XPeng G6 has a launch mode that gives you an extra 10 Newton meters of torque. Hey, bring it on. Bring it on. Scott's saying Sydney folks, there is a Sydney International EV show, that's correct, in November, 8th to 11th of November, later this year. Should be good. I'll probably attend that because it's so close to home, obviously. Richard's saying, just looked at the New South Wales rego data, and there are a bunch of electric Mighties, Hyundai electric Mighties, registered in New South Wales between $163,000 and $190,000. There we go. And Tristan's saying, Honda, another Japanese automaker that were early adopters of hybrid, but then went nowhere. Shame. All right, let's keep going. Ioniq 9 coming soon too. Oh, what is that? Is that a big car?
It might be like a Kia EV9 type of but I thought that
yeah.
was Ioniq 7.
Okay, let's have a look. So I'll share this tab. Yeah, it looks like an EV9 equivalent, right? Number 9, surely it's like a big kind of car.
Yeah. So 9 looks better than a 7.
Oh, it looks very Staria-like, right? Look at the back.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, keep an eye on that one. Yeah, Ioniq 9 is the EV9 in Hyundai badging. Probably the same platform.
That looks like that Lee Mega, which
yeah.
we saw at was it in Ningbo? I think it was, and the car had just been out for like 2 months or something. Very slopey sort of back roof line, and yeah. I mean, look, this is better than if anyone's seen their i Santa Fe, the new one. It literally looks like a box on wheels. So
There's one on my street.
Oh, is it?
I see it every day. A colleague of mine said he got one too. He in his own words called it a TMU Defender, which I found quite funny. But yeah, it's an interesting vehicle, very Staria-like. But yeah, I had a Santa Fe before I bought a Tesla.
Yeah.
It's very different to that.
Yeah.
They've certainly changed tact over the years for sure. So yep, I'll obviously review that. Look, I don't actually like driving these big cars because my workplace has got a very tight parking space with ramps, and I fear scratching the rims in a press car. So I shudder whenever I take these cars out.
Well, that's why, Tom, you only take the EV9 to a esteemed K-pop concert where there is wide enough roads and just amazing K-pop fans that won't get too close.
That's right. It's very crowded, those K-pop concerts. Now back to MG. Now we talked about how MG like being first to market. So apparently, according to this article from Autocar, MG to launch their first electric car with solid-state battery SSB in 2025. How true is this, Riz? Can we believe this article?
I think we can. There's been talks that SAIC, the owner of MG, is trialing a whole lot of things, and I think it's too difficult for them to back away from a claim that they make, particularly because they have been known to do research in this space as well. So, yeah, I mean, look, if that helps bring the prices of cars down, or you need less cells in a car, I'm all up for it. Like MG truly has impressed me since they launched the MG4. That car, the MG4 X Power, I still think is the best value hot hatch of any fuel type you can buy. It is so much fun. The only improvement that it could have is the software, which I know they've improved with the IM vehicles, which we got to see Tom at the Speedway in Ningbo.
Mm.
So yeah, they're getting close. They've got a lot of technologies. Hopefully, they can improve their software. And with the solid state or semi-solid state batteries coming as well, I'm sure we'll see them very very soon after their launch.
Yeah, and they could probably do with an improved trim on the inside as well. I found that a bit basic, but
Yeah.
for under 60 grand for the X Power, you probably can't argue too much. And yeah, that thing is super zippy, all drive, 0 to 100 in 3.8 seconds for under 60 grand. That's pretty amazing stuff, and not a bad car in size as well. 4.2, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for a city size car, small SUV, big hatch kind of thing. Now I had to revise what the energy densities were for these different types of chemistries. So I think in the article here, solid state battery, they're hoping for what is it? 368 watt hours per kilogram. I think that's a typo.
Wow.
So that's pretty dense. Comparing that to LFP and NMC. So I'll just bring this up instead. So we've got LFP is 90 to 120 watt hours, and the NMC is 150 to 220. So you're looking at 3 times the density of LFP in a
Mm.
battery. So yeah, it's true to its name, solid state. You could potentially fit a 100 kilowatt hour battery in the same sort of footprint as a small car, which is pretty amazing.
Now Neo already has semi-solid state batteries. I can't remember which model, but they've already got a production version of that model out. It probably won't be as high as this 300 plus watt hours per kilogram. But yeah, it's the battery technology in China is so far ahead.
Mm.
And we've obviously spoken plenty of times of how fast they charge with that golden battery from Zeekr. So it's just fascinating what we're going to get in our cars, not too distant future, especially if Canada and US and Europe keep putting tariffs up the way they are. They're all coming here.
Yeah, we'll test them. Yeah, if there's a Zeekr Power 450 kilowatt charger, yeah, we'll prove that it can be done with just one stop, Sydney to Melbourne. Uh, Sea Line 6 over 200 kilometers. Okay, 154 watt hours per kilometer. That's the efficiency. Tristan says, I thought the solid state battery degradation issues were a long way from being solved. Probably, yeah, probably still it's in its infancy at the moment. And I agree, it's honest. Zeekr 7X, which apparently, when we were at the launch, they did say it was coming to Australia.
Yeah.
Does look exciting. That's the premium looking SUV that they want to bring to Australia next year with the golden battery. Should be good.
Yeah, we have a I think a friend of the show, Mark, was based in China. He's currently reviewing one, and hopefully, if Elliot gets to review one, we'll get him on and he can talk about it. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it should be good. Good friends of the channel, Elliot and Mark. And Shalendra says, shout out to Mark Travels YouTube channel, who rode a zero electric bike to India all the way from Germany. That's a huge distance across the Eurasian continent. So shout out to those guys. All right. Well, that might be it for tonight, Riz, on a Thursday night. Yeah, lots to chat about as always. Lots happening in the industry, and we'll keep an eye on things. Now, next week, Riz, we won't be streaming. I can't tell
Mhm.
you why just yet. I think you know why, but I can't tell everyone else. But you'll find out all very soon. I'm on a secret mission, so I'm away for next week, and then hopefully back the next week after that. But yeah, Riz will be around, and I will be as well on social media to keep you guys company. But yeah, we'll find out very soon why I won't be broadcasting next week. So keep those tags coming on socials. We'll do the show a week after.
Yeah, well, looking forward to it from this very secret assignment that you may be heading out, Tom. And I think there's just so much going on right now, and like we touched on a couple of weeks ago, any of the brands that are listening, we need to get away from our daytime jobs to be able to review and bring this content over to the viewers and listeners. So please think about sponsoring us, whether it's in form of basically giving us vehicles or just sponsoring the channel, because yeah, we're going to need a lot more time and give up our daytime jobs to do this, because this is our passion.
Yeah, that's it. And yeah, we're trying to keep things honest. We do it for you guys. Cut through all the hype and the marketing and tell you what it's all really about in this space. Riz has got the data. Hopefully, I've got some of the news as well. So together, we're a good team, and with you guys, bi-directional EV news, it's always good fun, and we all learn from each other, which is great. Thank you, Riz, as always. Good to see you on a Thursday night. Much appreciated.
Likewise, Tom and everyone else, and looking forward to the next time we can do the stream again.
Indeed, yeah. So thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for watching, and we shall see you hopefully in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks, everyone. Have a good night, and as always, happy charging. Yeah.